Hi everybody, I'm Robert Linkul, the Career Development Corner for Elite Sports University, and today we're going to talk about selecting a specialty through multiple options of shadowing, doing an internship, and then potentially doing a mentorship. Specialties are very important to our industry, and the reason I like to stress that is a couple of research projects have been done, studies have been done, going back and looking at personal trainers that are the Swiss Army knife, if you will, initials tracking all the way across their name, and they know a little bit about everything, but the clients were not terribly impressed or blown away by their skills or their knowledge that they demonstrated. So they would rather take themselves or their kids or their family members to someone who is the specialty tool, the one expert in this field or this domain or with this implement or whatever it might be. They really want to invest in that one individual and that one product. So with that being said, I strongly stress that every individual, be it a strength coach, independent, personal trainer, wherever you're working at, whatever you're doing, you got to have a specialty. You have to have something that you're known for. And when you're just starting off in the industry, it's tough to find out what that is, because you might have multiple things you're interested in or multiple things that you're really good at that point. So what we need to do first is what we call a little bit of speed dating. You got to kind of go around, and we have multiple topics here for you to look at. You got to go through and kind of dabble in each one of these and see, and kind of speed date each one, if you will, which one am I really interested in, or which couple am I very interested in, and start to invest your time into that a little bit more. Reading books, webinars, different content that you can find online, going to conferences that are specific to those areas. Start investing your time and efforts into finding one or two of these that really calls to you. Throughout your career, 20, 30 years, it might change. Sometimes I like to joke that sometimes it picks you. We'll talk about that in a second, but you got to have a starting point. Where are we going to go with this? Okay, so some of them are based off of populations. General healthy clientele, no issues with you. Older adults, pre and post pregnancy, physical limitation, meaning they have some kind of disease, or a physical limitation, they have a bad knee, a bad hip, or something like that. Okay, you have your youth populations, then you have weight management, nutrition, and such. Some of your implements, maybe it's a kettlebell expert, battling ropes, sandbags, Indian clubs, medicine balls, like whatever it is that you're really into there might be the calling of the implement, or some type of training goal outcome, meaning I want to have a performance goal, be an Olympic lifter, or I want to be a bodybuilder, I want to run a 5K, whatever it is. Whatever those goals are, coaching that demographic might be where you find a little bit of a calling to. So go through a little bit. Once you have an idea of a couple of these you're really interested in, now the next step is I need to learn more and more and more about that. So this is my list of mentors that I've worked with, and each one of these mentors I still currently either read their content or pursue or still work with. Some of them I've never worked with. I just have everything they've ever produced, and I call them a mentor because I have a different coach or a different mentor for each area of my profession. So Nick Tuminello helped a ton with my exercise selection, progressions, regressions. Rachel Cosgrove helped me a lot with being able to reach out to a female demographic connect. Alan Cosgrove is my business coach. Lou Schuler is my authoring coach. Coach Ron helped me with training our larger groups. Mike Boyle helps me with my program design. John Goodman helps with our social media, and then our powerlifting coach Wendler, helps us with our program design for our powerlifting coach. So even though I have an area of expertise that I pursue, I still have all these experts in the field that are helping me, that I'm pursuing and learning their content from, to help me get better at all these different components that lead up to that one really good expertise. Okay, so we talked about speed dating some of those, learning as much as you can, and now once you know, time to invest. Go out and find those people, start learning from them. Sign up for their newsletter. We call it Newsletter University. Sign up for their newsletters. Start getting all that content coming in. Buy their books. You see all these books behind me. DVDs, series, invest and learn as much as you can. Go out and observe from them, or observe from other professionals in this field that are doing what you want to do. Ask if you can come out and watch for a few days or for a couple of months. Turn it into an internship. Maybe a mentorship where you're paying for their time to teach you and mold you and push you in a direction of what they're doing. You're more or less asking them to share your secrets. So if you're getting to that point, it's worth the investment. They've built a quality of a product to a point where it's worth something for others to learn. Don't be offended if they say our mentorship costs this much. It's an investment into yourself, an investment into your future. Okay. As Alan Cosgrove says, you want to work with somebody who has been there, they've done it, and they're still doing it to this day. Because there have been a lot of greats back in the day who retired or they never changed, and the industry kind of passed them by. So we got to stay on the cutting edge. You want to keep pushing yourself to constantly get better. That's how you get better. Okay. Real quick, you see the little disabled person sign on there. when I said before that sometimes the industry picks you or your specialty picks you, I wanted to be a sports performance coach. I wanted to work with high-level athletes. I was a hammer thrower. I threw for Reebok. So I'm like, I'm going to go do that. I want to work with those people. After multiple hip injuries, back injuries, the next thing I know, I'm working with older demographics, 40 to 60-year-old, that all have bad hips and bad backs because of my personal experience. So because of the direction I was kind of forced to go into with my physical limitations, I found my specialty. I found my direction. So you don't always have it clear cut in your head. I'm working with college athletes and that's going to be it. You might pursue that direction, but as you're going there, we might have this branch off or something else happens and you might become a personal trainer or an Olympic lifting coach or a powerlifting coach. It might go off, and if that's fine with you and that's the direction, go, because there's a calling there for something, right? Don't ignore those things. You need to take that opportunity and embrace it and make the most that you can out of it. My contact information is below there, my social media followings and such. Please feel free to friend me or follow me on there. Any questions, answers I can provide for you, please feel free to fire away. This is Robert Linkul with Elite Sports University. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.